I'd classify myself within the realm of Neo-non-retardation, where I am squarely observant in precognition, so I appear as though I am retarded, but actually am right on the here and now, also known as having a 5D precognitive presentation. Okay, what the hell does that mean, bro? What does that mean? Yeah, like basically when people would say growing up, like I grew up Modern Warfare 2 lobbies, elementary school Diamond and Pearl, Pokemon, fucking Bakugan, like that era, people would say shit was like retarded. And I don't even like saying that, to be honest. But for the sake of just clarifying what it is, like that feeling of when people would kind of refer to things in that way, or people in that way, it was like you're behind, you were like just not with it, you're like it's like kind of like not like cool. And now it's kind of becoming more and more of a reclaimed term in terms of like not overthinking, right? But I think it still works within this realm of like, I don't know, people who are truly like low IQ having almost from like on the other side of the horseshoe, where it's like if people have a really high functioning IQ and they're really overthinking, they kind of like covet the ability to not have to think so much. And I don't know, I'm finding my own way of exploring between those two mediums. I know I'm not like, I'm kind of right in the bell curve, you know what I mean? Of like, I don't have a very low IQ. And I haven't tested myself to see if I'm some super genius, but like, as far as I can tell, like, I don't have like some next level IQ. And you see like certain deficiencies, like in terms of what is their, like it's like a hyperfixation in like one specific thing. If you have like a really high IQ, you have a hard time like talking to other people or something like that. And same thing that goes with like low IQ, you know what I mean? Like you might be completely nonverbal and autistic, but meanwhile you can speak telepathically. And like that is like what I'm kind of like determining is like what are the things that I've seen that I haven't been able to relate to, like most people in a certain way, that I feel like is the way that I relate, like in my own way, like to myself, that other people obviously can resonate with, but is just kind of like, I'm looking to kind of carve a new path in terms of identifying like where I'm at with that. Yeah. So non-retardation. It's like, bro, I'm not retarded. But I can see the aspects of why someone would want to classify me as retarded, because it's like, the way that it presents itself for me is that I basically, the way I receive information, I feel like is completely nonlinear. Like, and my experience of time is nonlinear, and the experience of myself is like pretty much nonlinear. And that's like the most exciting thing about my life, is that like things are kind of like not necessarily even chaotic. Like it's actually coming from a very highly ordered like structure. Like outside of like the current paradigm, of experience. And there's been people that I've talked to that it's just like you kind of talk about things in a way that is just like pulling shit out of like thin air, and it just really lands. Like, and people will be like, "Oh, like you're really intuitive or like really grounded or something like that," and maybe that's like kind of that's like kind of what's naturally generated from this like neo-non-retardation, because it's like it's a new form of like what people would classifiably like want to like quantify someone as retarded in like a new way, like because it's not that, and it's in a new way. And the way I say it's like a 5D. This is so funny, dude. The way I say it, like having a 5D recognitive presentation, is because it's like I think the people who really resonate with me saying that they are a like neo-non-retardation like mode of operating in their experience is that they're really taking in information like in the same way that like a low IQ person or like nonverbal autistic person would take in like information in like kind of like a sixth sense, or just like by accessing like a different mode of expanding consciousness, or like yeah, like just it's just that it's another dimensionality, is just like, you know, another perspective, right? So let's just say that, like, and I say 5D specifically because I'm curious on what that means. It's just kind of something that came to me. But like 5D recognitive presentation is because like you're taking in this alternate perspective, and you're kind of like shifting it, like gear shifting it down to the third dimension, where people are often comfortable communicating in like this way. And bro, it just comes off as like, are you like here? Like, are you, is what you're talking about like even now? Like, where are you in this conversation? Like, you kind of feel like removed in terms of like timing, and just like a lot, like there's a lot of different factors that go into this. But bro, I'm telling you, like, I'm just curious to hear if this really resonates for more people, because I feel like there's a really fun way of like coming to really like verbalize this in a 3D way of talking about it. Yeah, dude, like it's recognitive because you're like having to like recognify the information into a 3D lens, or like into a 3D atmosphere, into a 3D environment, right? So it's like it comes by as people are like, that dude is like retarded. Like you would say like, oh, in like, you know, I'm just thinking about like in elementary school and shit would be like, yo, that kid's fucking retarded, kid. And you're like, yeah, because it's like I'm a little bit weird. I'm like, you know what I mean? Like a little bit weird and tapped into this place that like people coming from that place would be like, bro, you're not like here in the 3D. And it's like, yeah, like that's exactly what it is. But yeah, it's like not stupid. Like my experience is like, you know, someone would say like I would be like stupid or like lazy, weird, but I have like a lot of energy. You know what I mean? Like it's weird to be like lazy and have a lot of energy. Like what does that mean? Like I love like moving, running, jumping, spinning. I would like sit and watch TV upside down, and my parents would be like, bro, like why are you watching TV upside down? Can you like sit normally? I'm like, no. You know what I mean? Like I need to like it's like it was just the way of being, you know, for me for such a long time. And then I feel like as my body, like in the 3D realm, wanted to kind of like begin to, you know, possibly like connect with people more in a way that they felt comfortable. So like not reflecting my authentic experience, my body wanted to like shut down. I had less energy. I actually became more depressed. I wanted to lay in bed all the time. And like parts of my body kind of like solidified and like still had a lot of energy, but were kind of like, you know, tensed, locked, right, and like storing, right, until there came another time where I want to express myself in more of a 5D, like, you know, like just totally wacko, fucking wackadoodle, freakazoid way, dude. Yeah. So I'll read it one more time. I'd classify myself within the realm of neo-non-retardation, where I am squarely observant in precognition, that's an important part too. So I appear as though I am retarded in a 3D realm, but actually am right on the here and now. Because people will be like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing with your life? Like, what do you, and I'm like, bro, I got it. Like, my future self's got it. Like, we're one. You know what I mean? Like, we're tapped into this flow. And it won't make sense. And like, that's also kind of part of the fun of it. You know what I mean? It's just like, yeah, and exploring that, right? Like exploring the nonlinear experience, being surprised all the time, and like just impulsive, completely impulsive, which is like just freedom, It's like whatever, if it makes you feel at ease to be impulsive and try different things. Like I have like a million different hobbies, like I've gone through just like seeing myself as just like totally multi-potentialite, just like I have so much potential, right? And then it's just like, bro, I just want to try this, I want to try this, I want to try this. And like, fuck it, dude. Like, I'll master the shit that I want to master. But like, other than that, I'm gonna have a fun time fucking around. And I said also known as having 5D precognitive presentation. But I think being squarely observant in precognition is also part of it, and I think also we're a really important realm of like doubt comes in too. The example that comes to mind for me is like I would be in class and I'd be in class and like the teacher would ask something and I would like ask for clarification multiple times. And I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was like, I think it was like me trying to tune into the 3D so much and like hear what they were saying at that moment and not just like trusting what I intuitively felt that they had like expressed. Because I feel like usually when I did that, like something else would happen, but it would go in a different way. But like, yeah, so I think I would like keep asking, and they'd be like, yeah, do it like this way, and it just like never really like landed for me, like the doubt in there. I think it was just because I thought the most important way to get information was in that 3D space, right? And that just led to more and more doubt because I'm really centered, right, in a precognitive, I'm squarely observant in a precognitive space. So I felt things a lot earlier before other people felt things. I probably knew what the teacher was going to be asking us to be doing before she had really like physically asked it. You know what I mean? And like I think, not to make myself like I'm some omniscient like God or anything, but it's just like a feeling thing. It's like a very deep feeling thing, which I'm coming to remember more or less about myself, is that like, yeah, dude, it kind of like is a like a superpower if you really are like focused, like and trusting in what that is that you're feeling. There's so much information. It's just like a highly calibrated way, of feeling. So I think like kind of on the intelligence scale, like I talked about IQ, but there's also kind of like emotional intelligence as well, right? So like maybe what I'm really describing is someone who's like squarely within a very high emotional intelligence, or emotional sensing bracket. You know what I mean? Like maybe I'm in the middle bell curve for like intelligence, but my emotional intelligence is actually quite high. And I think the people who have a very low emotional intelligence doesn't mean that they are like they're not smart, or doesn't mean that they're like retarded in the classical sense of the way. You know what I mean? I think it's just that they have more filters, right? And you can always learn more. So that's the thing where like your capacity, it's all consciousness. It'll take whatever shape is imprinted, right? So what you feed it will grow. Like where your focus goes will grow. So yeah, like I think it's just also being in the realm of having enough intellectual understanding of knowing how processes work in the 3D, in material reality, but then also having the emotional intelligence to feel that there's something much more going on than what is visually presented. And then you start talking about Yeshua, you start talking about all these esoteric shit, you start talking about all the metaphysical concepts, and it's like, I'm like, fuck, dude, like, was Yeshua, was Jesus, like, in a way, like, was he, did he have this emotional intelligence presence, enough of an intellectual presence to know, like, what was going on, at the time, but then also having this really high emotional intelligence to, like, know that all things are connected at like, a conscious level, right? Like, it has crossed my mind, like, was Jesus, like, in a way, like, was he, like, autistic? Was he a non-masking, like, autistic person who is just, like, authentically presenting themselves, through this lens of unity? Having this, like, 5D precognitive presentation. So, like, people see you as a bit spacey. People see you as a bit, weird, wacko, impulsive, whatever the fuck. Retarded. They would say, yo, you're retarded. And I'd be like, no, like, I see what you're, but, like, no, I'm like, it's like a neo-non-retardation, bro. Because I could keep going on. Let me know if this resonates. There's definitely something there going on, So, like, live it, go up, feel it, and have yourself a great day.